AHH has been a partner with our reentry team and the jail for many years, and they've done work that nobody else does, and they've done it at a level that nobody else does. So when it came time that they needed help, they found themselves in a situation where they had 2 vehicles go down on them, and they knew that we had donated vehicles in the past. They reached out, and so when Dustin emailed me, I was actually in the process of kind of looking to see if there was a group that could use a good vehicle, and the timing was very perfect, and we had this van. It was exactly what they needed, and we were ecstatic to be able to give back to them because they've done so much work on our behalf. So our vehicles tend to be newer vehicles with high and sometimes hard miles, as you can imagine, with just the general work that we do. This vehicle in particular, it was a 2019, so it's only a few years old, but it already has about 100,000 miles on it. So it's still got a lot of life left in it. But when it comes to our needs and the trade-in value and the value of it, plus just the reliability and the maintenance and warranties, we're better off moving on to a newer vehicle and getting the value out of the old vehicle that we can. But in a case like this, where we're willing to sacrifice what quote unquote value there is, and donate that value to a local partner, especially something like AHH, it's kind of a no-brainer for us.
Yeah, so AHH takes referrals from reentry for incarcerated males that are releasing to homelessness. And so they are one of our main referral sources for housing. Their program offers wraparound services, so they do everything for the people that come to live there. They give rides, they do doctor's appointments, they take them to and from court, to and from probation. They provide them somewhere safe to stay. They provide them all their food free of charge. And so that's a start for some of our individuals that they really need to get going to be successful back in the community. Transportation in the community, sober living in the community, having somewhere safe to stay in the community is hard to come by here. And so having that for the individuals is can be life-changing for them. So if you were to get into a sober living here in Lawrence, that's great, but you still have no way around the city to get to where you need to do and meet all your obligations. Not only just to be successful in life, but obligations for the court so that you don't return back to jail. So AHH provides all those services, so the individual can go there and they can just get on the right track. Just relax. They know that they're safe. They know that they have the support they need, and that contributes to them being successful.
They sent me a very nice letter, and it's well, in fact, I don't know. It's got the number of rides and the number of miles and the number of lives that they have touched over the last year, but also how many they've already done in this short amount of time with this van. Because this is a 9-passenger van, so they can do a lot with this from that standpoint.
I think they're pretty ecstatic about it. Like, it's more than just giving rides. Like, there's a coordination that they have to do with scheduling and stuff. So, like, they coordinate people going to treatment, people going to medical appointments, court and stuff. So, like, they're driving around continuously, trying to make everything work with different drivers and all the appointments that they have in different locations. So having different vehicles to be able to allow multiple drivers to accomplish that has, like, expanded what they're capable of doing. Because a lot of times during the day, like, not everyone in the house has the same schedule. So having access to multiple vehicles allows more flexibility for them.
So in 2023, they provided over 5,600 rides in Lawrence, and they drove over 75,000 miles in Douglas County.
You've had a few guys now that have been hired on as actual staff there. So a couple have moved on to the Kansas City houses. One of them is here in Douglas County working at the Douglas County house. 2 of them actually, I think.
Yeah, one's at Meraki, one's at, actually
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, we've had 3.
3.
The 3 that are now employed through them here in Douglas County, and then a couple others that they have moved to the Kansas City houses, and that's a whole nother thing. We've had people that we just need help to get back to Kansas City. Like, they've been arrested here for whatever reason. They have people in Kansas City they can go live with. They're not staying here, or they don't need to stay here. They've given several people just rides for us. So, so they don't have to take the bus back to downtown Kansas City. They've taken them to the front door.
And they just like offer a unique program that we don't have in any other agency in Douglas County, because like I've had individuals like come back from treatment and not necessarily have any place to go, but we might house them in a different AHH location, and then like once they have somebody like transitioning out or moving, we move them back to Douglas County. So like it's a continuous flow of like communication. It also allows us to meet at the house and like continue to keep touch with the clients, because we know where they're at, like they're in a safe spot, and we have constant communication with the staff to know what's going on with them.
That's huge too.
Sure. They are true peers to our incarcerated individuals. Last year at the budget hearings, there was some comments made by public who were reading over the budget, and there's a line where it says artists helping the homeless, and they receive annual budget money from Douglas County to do the work they do. And it was brought up as like, why are we giving artists helping the homeless this money? And on its face, with the name Artists Helping Homeless, somebody would picture, maybe like art therapy or something a little bit more, out there, so to speak. But that's where I want to step in and make it understood that that's not at all what this is. These are people who are doing the work. So Artists Helping Homeless is led and run by men right now who have been in jail, who have suffered mental health and addiction issues and have overcome them, and now they are helping lead the way for these folks who find themselves in that situation. Peer-led work will always take priority, in my opinion, because you will listen to somebody who has been there, and these guys have been there, and they are doing the work, they've done the work, and they're going to show you how to do your own. So that's where I want to make it clear that we want to invest in the folks and the people who do the hard work, and this is a group. Don't even listen to what their name sounds like, because it's the work they do that makes them so valuable, and so that's why it was a no-brainer to help them out, because they've been doing the work. They actually help and change lives, and if we can be a part of that, we're going to do it.
Well, I even had somebody one time when I was like explaining the program to them. They were like, "But I'm not an artist."
All right.
Like they were like, "Do I have to know how to paint?" I was like, "No."
Nope.
I said, "They'll teach you." No, I'm like, no. He was an artist, and that's how this came about.
Well, and I think he joked about it that day, is that he suffers under his own image in that he was an artist and he chose to help the homeless, and then this thing turned into this huge, beautiful business, not business, but this thing, but it carried this name that people just didn't understand, and so that's the main reason we want to do this video is to use our platform to educate the folks of this community that this is a company, and this is an outfit that you can get behind, because that's what we've done.
I mean, you see the vans all over town.
All over town.
All over town.
Yeah, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
You can,
see it everywhere.
they're all over town. They have people working in our community, and then people that was in our community, maybe homeless, are now working for them. So I think it's a great full circle type of.
And I think he has a way of making things work. So like even if people are releasing from like prisons or different locations, like he'll arrange for drivers to be there to pick them up, for them to join his program. And I've had a couple people in jail been like, this is too good to be true. Like, does this actually exist? Because it really truly does sound like that. But they provide a lot of services that, like, right out the gate, if you didn't have the access to, it would make life 10 times more challenging.
They're just good partners, doing good work, doing the right thing.
And at over $225 a day cost to house an individual in our jail, the money that we spend or any value that was in a van is exponentially outweighed by not having to house that person from a fiscal standpoint. But just from a human standpoint, they can be out in the community doing their work and getting it done, as opposed to just languishing inside the jail and not moving forward. So it's just good business.